in a seated position. You can be seated on a bolster or on the bricks, whatever's comfortable, cross-legged or on your knees. But I would just like to take this moment to allow yourself to drop in. So let your hands relax on your thighs. Good. Let the spine lift tall, drawing the crown of the head up towards the sky. And see if you can lift your shoulders up to your ears as you inhale. Good. As you exhale, just drop your shoulders side through your mouth. Good. Inhale and sigh. Good. 3 more. One more. Awesome. Now inhale, roll the shoulders forward. Roll them up to your ears and then roll them down and back. Good. Allow your eyes to close. Turning the gaze inward. And this is a really important part of the yoga practice, is to learn to draw our senses inward. It's like pulling the antennas in, and this gives you the ability to recharge yourself from the inside out. We leak a lot of energy through our 5 senses when the antennas are pointing outward. So now we're drawing them in. And imagine that all of the antennas of your 5 senses are pointing in towards the central channel of your spine, feeding the central channel. And we know along the spine, there's 5 very important centers known as chakras. When we turn our senses inward, we can bring more energy to these vortexes, allowing to become more balanced, more open, so that we can come into a state of wholeness. What is a state of wholeness? When body, mind, and our true self are united together as one, working seamlessly together in balance. So now bring your awareness, your focus to the breath. Just allow yourself to witness the flow of prana, life force. This sacred energy. Breath is really a sacred energy. Without this sacred energy, there is no life. And this body would not function. So feel deep gratitude right now for this breath that feeds your cells. That gives you the ability to use your 5 senses. And as you inhale, notice the sacred energy rising up the central channel. Feel this nourishing breath rising and filling your body. Feel yourself expanding in all directions. And as you breathe out, feel the downward movement of this breath. This is the detoxifying breath, the breath of elimination, eliminating mental wastes, physical waste, emotional waste. And we feel the polarity of our breath here. The rising breath goes to the positive pole, which is located at the 3rd eye. As we breathe out, we go into the negative pole of the base energy center. So life is a complete dance between these 2 poles of polarity. The yin and the yang, the feminine and the masculine. Expansion, contraction, action and inaction. Now see if you can slow down the breath, coming into the box breath, 4 part equal breaths, See if you can inhale for 4 counts, pulling the breath up to the third eye, to the positive pole. While you're maintaining the in-breath, keep your focus strongly at that point center between the eyebrows. And then slowly, after holding the breath for 4 counts, release the breath. Notice the downward movement. When you get to the bottom of your exhale, see if you can hold this exhale retention for 4 counts. Feel the vastness, the spaciousness that arises when you stay in the breath retentions, whether it's an exhale or an inhale. And just continue a few more rounds. And the purpose of this breathing is to calm your nervous system, to begin to expand your awareness, and to start to gain mastery of this sacred breath, this sacred energy, which in turn allows you to gain more self-mastery. You become a master of self. We'll do 1 more round. Maybe you can lengthen it to 6 or 8 counts. Wonderful. You should feel a lot more calmer, more dropped in, ready to begin this therapeutic session. Before we come into our first restorative posture, I'd like to really ground ourselves into our first energy center known as Muladhara. There's a lot of things happening in the world today that can really make us a little bit wobbly in our foundation. So we'll bring our hands into called Trikona Mudra, or triangle mudra. Bring your index fingers towards your thumbs, curl the other fingers in and press the knuckles toward each other. And I'd like you to place it right here at your second energy center, Svadhisthana. Gaze is just past the tip of your nose. Gaze is half open. And we'll begin to chant together the sound, the bija sound of the first energy center, Lang, L-A-N-G or L-A-M. So we'll take an inhale. Lang, 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 Lang. Softer. Lang, Lang. long whisper. Now chant it internally. Now slowly drop the mantra, gently release the mudra. And you should feel very grounded, very safe in your body. So we'll make our way into our first restorative posture. And you'll need 2 pillows or 2 bolsters for this. If you don't have a couple bolsters, you can makeshift one with a rolled up blanket. So I'd like you to place 1 bolster lengthwise. So this goes behind your back. And then the other bolster goes out in front of you underneath your legs. So we're coming into a hip opening as well as a back bend. So make sure that you either bring this up high, if you need that for your low back, and then let yourself recline back here on the bolster and allow the arms to fall open. So this allows your chest to really open up nicely. Now, if this curve is too much for you, you can always use a brick and lift your hips and place it underneath. So you'll still get that back bend effect, but there's not as much of that curve in your low back. Now allow your eyes to close here. Again, really dropping in. Rolling the eyes up towards the third eye. Let your palms face open towards the sky. And just let everything relax. Starting at our feet. Just feel your toes softening, your feet, your ankles, your knees. Feel your hips gravitating more towards the earth, the whole backside of your body. Just let it melt into the ground, into the earth. Really let your heart expand here. And see if you can practice the 4-part yogic breath here as well. And see if you can expand the spaces between the breath, allowing you to experience greater states of awareness. See if you can breathe deeper into the bowl of the pelvis. If you find while you're lying here, and there's a lot of stillness, there's no music, sometimes there's not even the sound of my voice. In those moments, you become very aware of that inner voice, that inner chatter. So know that it's completely normal to have this happen, that we become aware of our thoughts. So if you find that those thoughts are leading you into the future or taking you to the past, redirect your attention to the flow of the breath. And there's a beautiful saying, prana, which is your breath, life force, follows chitta. Chitta means your awareness. So wherever you direct your awareness to, that's where the breath will go. So just shift your focus away from those thoughts, redirecting the mind, your awareness to the flow of your breath. See if you can soften your muscles even more. Let your fingers curl in towards the palms. Just a few more deep breaths in and out here. Now, slowly, while you stay in this posture, I'd like you to float your arms up as you inhale. And just let them float up. And then as you start to exhale, let the arms reach back as far as they can go. Some of you will feel a deep stretch in the front of your chest. Let them go as far back as they can. Good. As you inhale, draw the arms back up. As you exhale, let them flow down. Inhale, wave the arms up. Exhale, let the arms reach back. Feel the body expanding. Good. Inhale, let the arms flow back overhead. Exhale, let them flow down. We'll do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale, the arms go back. Now it's okay if you can get the arms all the way back. Good. And then inhale, let the arms rise. Exhale, let the arms come down. So a very subtle shift now. Look to bring your inner thighs together as you inhale. Good, and then slowly move your hips towards one side and lift yourself up. And we're coming into a mermaid twist. So take one hand behind your pillow. Your hip is right against it. Yeah. And then I'd like you to frame that bolster and let yourself lie on top of it. Yes, great. And you can keep that bolster underneath your knees, or you can bring it in between your legs to support the low back. Good. So it's really comfortable here in a gentle twist. If that's too low down for your neck or your head, you can always place a blanket here so that you're more on an incline. Good. And just enjoy. Close your eyes and just allow yourself to go deeply inward. Continue to breathe deeply in through the nose, out through your nose. And see if you can start to increase the spaces between the breaths. These are very powerful opportunities to access higher knowledge. It is said that the spaces between the breaths are like the infinite space that's not bound to time. It breaks the space and time continuum. And in that space, we're able to download higher knowledge. So it's important that we don't fall asleep. We're still very awake, but yet it feels as if we're in a state of sleep. This position is great for grounding the mind and the body. It mimics the fetal position. Couple more breaths here. Now slowly, on your next breath in, very minor transition. Lift your head away from the bolster. I like you to turn the bolster that's underneath of you horizontal. And we're going to lie over top of it. So our belly is over top of the bolster. I'm just going to move this to the side. So lift yourself up like this and place the bolster so that it's partially on your thighs. And then let your arms come out in front and let your forehead drop here. So this is a wonderful posture for anybody that suffers from IBS or digestive issues. It massages the belly. And you can turn your head to one side. It also releases your low back. Yeah, so you need a pretty firm pillows for these so that your hips are higher than your heart. And this position is also very great for grounding. If you're feeling anxious, this can really help with soothing the nervous system. Really allow yourself to drop in. We'll stay here for a little bit. I'll tell you when it's time to move out of this posture. 3 more deep breaths here. Breathing all the way into the pelvis, the belly. One more deep breath in and out. Feel free to sigh if you need to. Wonderful. Float the forehead away. Bring your hands back so they're right by your shoulders, and see if you can gently lift your chest like you're doing a cobra. And now lift your hips and see if you can make your way into a child's pose. You can place your forearms on top of the bolster and just let your forehead rest on the bolster here. I'm getting a nice stretch in that low back. Just a few breaths here. Wonderful. So as you inhale, float your forehead away. Come up onto the table. That pillow that's underneath of you, just gently turn it back square towards the front, vertical. This time your other hip will place towards it. They'll turn around so that you can still see me. So now the other hip comes towards the bolster. So make sure it's making contact. You can use the other bolster in between your legs if you like, especially if your back is on the tighter side. Good, and then frame that bolster and then let yourself come onto it. Good, and let your head relax. This arm can just be here. Mermaid twist. And close your eyes and just get really cozy here. It's like you're falling asleep, but you're not. And we call that yoga nidra. It's the yogic sleep. Make sure your body's fully comfortable. Make any adjustments where needed. If you're feeling chilly, you can always place a blanket over top of yourself. Just a few more breaths here. Wonderful. Now very slowly, we'll transition out of this posture and bring your hand closer into your shoulder so you can press into the ground. Lift your torso away from the bolster. And just remove this pillow or bolster, whatever you're lying on, to the side here. I'd like you to turn so that you can roll onto your back. And I'd like you to use all the pillows that you have here with you. I'm going to use 2. And I place my legs over. Now, if you have a chair or you're close to the bed, you can also put your legs up on the bed and then roll your spine down. So this is a really great posture to switch off the hip flexors. So your knees are above your hips and they're weightless. Your legs are weightless. They're heavy. You're not carrying them. Let your arms fall open to the side. Good. Allow your palms to open. Feel the receptivity of this posture. Let your eyes roll in and up, looking at that space between the eyebrows, the positive pull. Few more breaths here. Now feel free to stay in this position if this is enjoyable to remain here. But otherwise, you can remove one of the bolsters and stretch the legs out in front of you, making a way into Shavasana. And what is really nice is if you have that extra pillow, you can place it on top of you. And this is like having a heavy blanket, which is so wonderful to ground you. So you can either hug the bolster to create that heavy feeling, pulling it in towards you, or your hands can relax out to the side. And I really feel a deep connection to Mother Earth right now. Feeling that connection to the earth. With each breath out, feel yourself melting deeper into the earth. The earth that provides nourishment for us. Which provides the material blocks to build our homes. It grows our food. Our clothing comes from the earth. The earth catches the water, it retains the water, so we can drink. So just take this moment to feel this deep gratefulness for all the resources that Mother Earth so freely provides to us. With this recent pause, many of us have noticed how the earth has been healing. There's no more smog in cities. The ozone layer is healing. The earth is healing. And as the earth is healing, so is humanity. Humanity is healing from deep wounds. We can see that what's happening in recent days. Injustices, cruelty is coming now to the forefront. It's being exposed so that it can be healed. Maybe you can even feel the earth's heartbeat. This said that she has a heartbeat. Now, very, very slowly begin to awaken your five senses. Notice any sounds around you. Notice the clothes touching your skin, or maybe you feel the slight movement of air brushing over your skin. Notice the taste in your mouth. Maybe there's a certain smell in the air, fragrance. And allow your physical eyes to gently flutter open about an eighth of the way. Allow some light to enter the eyes. And allow some movement to return in your toes and your fingers. Just gently begin to move them. And then allow for a deep, full body stretch as you inhale. Let the arms float overhead. Lift the back of the ribs away. Sparkle your fingers and your toes. And as you breathe out, let out a big sigh as you bring one knee at a time into your chest. Give yourself a well-deserved hug, rocking gently from side to side. And then allow yourself to roll to your favorite side into a fetal position. And just be here for a few breaths. Just notice how calm you are. This calmness allows you to have greater perception, greater awareness, greater insight, and greater ability to look through the entanglements. Now slowly let yourself rise into a seated posture. And I'd like to complete today's therapeutic restorative practice with a round of pranayama known as Nadi Shodhanana, alternate nostril breathing. So if you have a brick, I recommend using the brick and placing your right elbow on top, just so that you don't have to carry the weight of your arm. And then your hand, you're using your index finger and your middle finger, and you place it on that space between your eyebrows. Your ring finger is going to close the left nostril, and I'd like you to take an in breath through the right. Close the right nostril with the thumb, open your left, and breathe out through the left. Now breathe back in through the left. Close the left and breathe out through your right. Breathe back in through the right. Close the right. Breathe out through left. Inhale through left. Close the left and breathe out through the right. So continue a few more rounds at your own pace. Complete one more round, inhaling through right. Exhaling through left. Inhaling through left. And exhaling through right. So now we will alternate, switch sides. So close your right nostril. We'll start to inhale through the left first. Close the left and then exhale through the right. Back in through the right. And exhale through the left. So 3 more rounds at your own pace, inhaling left first. Once you've completed the 3 rounds, take your time if you're not finished yet. Once you're done, let the arm relax. Bring your hands in again with your index fingers to thumb when you're ready. Breathe in deeply through both nostrils. Gaze strongly at the third eye. Hold that in breath. Gaze at that third eye internally. And then a big breath out through the nose. Feel the downward movement. And one more time, inhaling through the nose. And exhaling through the nose. Wonderful. Bring your hands together at the heart. Into Anjali Mudra, a little bit of space between the palms. Let the head bow into the heart. As we take a moment for gratitude. Feeling deep gratitude for your healthy body, your healthy mind, for this day, for this breath, for this life, for all that which is present in your life, but also which has been present and has touched you in deep ways, feeling gratefulness for that. We will finish and complete our restorative practice with the sound of Om. We'll inhale, we'll sigh out, and then we'll inhale to chant together. So deep inhale to sigh. Inhale to chant. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The light in me bows and honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope you feel restored, nourished, and ready to enjoy your day